Hey guys, I realized in my last video that I didn't properly introduce myself, really didn't at all. So, my name is Tara, and I live in British Columbia in Canada, and I'm an activist of all types. I love all animals, but I'm really, really passionate about the ocean and all ocean issues, specifically the ones that Sea Shipper tackles. So, it's a little bit about myself. You know, if you want to know any more, just contact me, and I can answer any questions anyone has. But in this video, I wanted to make it, a topic video, and talk about something specific. And what I want to talk about is emotions. And there's four main ones really. And the first one is grief. Second one is anger. Third one is fear, and then the last one is hope. So I want to talk about these because I believe that there's a few things holding people back when, they're deciding whether they want to go to Taiji, or not even whether they want to, but whether they can, whether they think they'll be of use in Taiji. So the first one is grief. So, when you watch the movie The Cove, or you see the pictures of what happens, this could be pertaining to any ocean issue or any animal, really. But when you see it, you get filled with sadness. How could people do this? What's wrong with the world? And people can get into, a real bad stage of depression. And I know because it's happened to myself. But it doesn't really, do anything for you, for the movement, for anyone else. Really what it does is it gives you burnout. And for anyone who knows what burnout is essentially where you get so full of emotion, a negative emotion usually, that you can't act. You can't write letters, you can't go to protests, you can't do any kind of direct action because you're just, you're stuck at home, and nothing gets past that barrier of emotion that you've created, and maybe not even intentionally, but can really get you down. So you are not alone if you feel any of these emotions, especially grief, because we've all been there. It's the first thing we feel, other than horror at seeing the images and everything like that. So you are not alone. Grief is completely normal, but what you have to do is turn it into something productive. Take that sadness and say to yourself, okay, now I know obviously this has affected me, deep into my core. That's why I'm feeling so sad. Now what can I do to make a positive change out of this? And the same really goes for the other emotions that I'm going to talk about too. You can turn any negative emotion into something positive by using actions. So the second emotion is anger. And I think it's quite common for people, and Scott even put in one of his updates on the Sea Shipper website, that he felt really angry at the Japanese people. But we have to remember that this is not the Japanese people. We are not anti-Japanese. We're not anti-any race in the world, because there's activists of all kind, and it's a small select group of people who do these kind of horrible things, and we cannot label a whole society as barbaric because of it. So there's a lot of Japanese who are helping the issue too. So please don't be angry at the Japanese. If you have to, feel a little angry at the fishermen, but I think we really have to believe that there's still, some sort of decency left inside of them to help this. So anger is normal. Feeling angry at the world, feeling angry at, all societies or humans in general. But again, it's not really going to get you anywhere. Feeling angry, it's going to give you burnout too. So try to direct that towards positive emotions. I know it's difficult when you're actually feeling angry, but directing that anger, especially at people you don't know, isn't going to be productive. You may feel anger once you're in Taiji. I mean, I can't say for certain. I know, that Scott has felt the anger, right? But he realized very, very quickly that it wasn't all Japanese people, because he came into contact with other Japanese people shortly afterwards and had a really pleasant experience. So that's how you can turn it around. And third one is fear. And a few of the people I've talked to who have been thinking about traveling to Taiji have a fear either that they won't be able to make a difference, or that once they get there they'll be just debilitated because of the horrors if they do happen to see a dolphin killed, and feel real fear as to what the Japanese people could do to them if they got in their hands. Fear of the police, fear of entering the country, all of these different things. So, Scott had told me when he posted this blog on the Sea Shepherd website that the authorities would know that I'm coming, and I said, you know what, I'm okay with that, because I don't feel fear, because I don't have any bad motives behind me, and you shouldn't feel fear either. The police, they're not going to do anything to us. They have no reason to harm us. We have no reason to harm them. It's all very peaceful in general. So please don't feel fear at entering the country or going to Taiji. There's an information package for anyone interested in going, so you don't have to feel fear about finding hotels or finding transport. We can all speak to you and help you along with that. Please don't feel fear that you won't be able to do anything, because we can all make a difference, regardless of if we have disabilities or or if we have limitations in our mind, anything like that. So it's very important in all of this to feel hope. Paul Watson wrote in his status, and he said that he wasn't sure if the reason for this was because people were in Taiji, but that the dolphin killing is at a record low of all time. So I think that's cause for hope, and I think that's something to be very happy about. You can take little things like that, and the fact that no dolphins have been killed in a couple weeks now almost, and turn that into hope. That's what the future can be, and if we just create more positive change. So I hope that helps with anyone dealing with emotions. It was very vague because, I can't speak about specific situations, and if you have a specific situation, again, contact me, contact Scott. Any fears you have, voice them. It's not right to, submerge them and try to hide them. You can feel those emotions. It's okay. It's entirely normal and justified. But just realize that, you can turn them in productivity. And I'll end off here with a quote that I put on one of my blogs, and it was titled Courage. And quote is one I found at work, and I thought it was really great because it's quite relevant. And that quote is that courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the acknowledgement that there's something more important than fear. So please take that away with you today, and I'll talk to you guys soon.